this how you do it, guys?
Maybe? I'm not sure. I don't remember how we did this.
Maybe we should start from square one.
What do you think, Cooper?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the long-awaited return to the Chuck E. Cheese Clubhouse, we are all back again today with episode 19,
You sure?
18, 17. We're going with 17. This is episode 17, and it's been hard to get together with all these, I was about to say try-harding times. These
Trials and tribulations.
these trying times that we are going through due to the COVID-19 pandemic. As you can see, we're all socially distanced here today, making sure to keep our distance, not to spread the virus around. And we hope you do that as well. Okay, so today we got on my right, far right, we got Zach.
I got you.
Why are we so far? We got Zach, and we got Josh, who's got blonde hair now. This is a change since last time. It's been like 5 months.
Did I have it in the last one?
Yeah, the last time.
Yeah, you
the
did.
last time that was before you cut your hair.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, he had blonde hair.
No, he didn't.
I swear.
Yes, he did.
I swear it was after.
So the first segment today, I will be reviewing 7 Deadly Sins, seasons 1 through 4. Roll the clip.
ぶっ殺されたのよ。それも一瞬のうちにな。たった7人に。
7匹の獣のシンボルを体に刻んだ王国最強最悪の騎士団。
やはり生きていたか。
唯一聖騎士たちを止める希望があるとすれば7つの大罪だけなんです。
あの伝説の
7つの大罪、フンヌの罪、ドラゴンシーン、メリオダス。
サーペントシーンのディアンヌ、力を貸すよ。これが7つの大罪の力。
王国転覆を図った裏切り者の騎士団。7つの大罪。消えろ。
俺には俺のやるべきことがある。
7つの大罪。
Seven Deadly Sins is also a show I've watched. It's a great anime. It's on Netflix. All right, Zach, take it away.
All right, so basically, the plot of 7 Deadly Sins is there were 7 very powerful knights that were like the king's like top tier men, per se, and they were the best of the best. No one could even compete with them.
All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. All right, so I'm doing what Zach just said. So basically, in the Holy Kingdom of Britannia, there were 7 extremely powerful knights that outranked any knight in the entire kingdom. They were like, it wasn't even comparable. There were holy knights and there were basic knights. They were holy knights, but to the next level. And they all had sins, which you don't really have to know about. So basically, these 7 deadly sins were they were powerful, and then one day, the 7 deadly sins went to go see the Grand Knight.
The king at the time.
No, the Grand Knight.
Okay.
The Grand Master of the Knights. I forget what it's called. Grand Master, yeah, the Grand Master.
I thought it was the king at the time.
No, dummy. That was always the guy. All right, so they went to go see the Grand Master, and guess what? The Grand Master was dead. So, and then everybody noticed that, oh my God, the sins rolled up to the Grand Master, and he just spoke and stuff, and he's dead. So basically, they got banished from the kingdom, and the leader of the 7 deadly sins, Meliodas, went on a journey to find all of the other sins with the daughter of the king, Princess Elizabeth of Britannia. So they went on a journey to find the 7 deadly sins, to stop. All right, this is getting confusing, guys. To stop the Holy Knights who were abusing their power to the citizens of Britannia. And Elizabeth saw this and she was like, bro, they enslaved my sisters and literally my father too. So she found Meliodas, the leader of 7 deadly sins, and was like, guess what? I know everybody thinks you're this guilty man who killed the Grand Master, and then he was like, oh, why do you trust me? She's like, because I love you, Meliodas. And that's basically it. They find the 7 deadly sins, and they basically try to defeat the Grand Master, who is kind of corrupt. The new Grand Master. The one that got killed. Because, guys, oh my god, spoiler.
The new one who's the same one who got
No.
killed? What?
There's 2 Grand Masters now, and they're corrupt.
Dreyfus and...
Dreyfus and Hendrickson are corrupt.
It's not Dreyfus, it's Dreyfus.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. Dreyfus is the brother of the Zaratras, who is the first Grandmaster that got killed. But he killed him, guys. I just spoiled it. He killed him. So they're corrupt, and the sins have to stop him. That's season 1. And then in season 2...
All right.
Season 2 is filler. All right, season 2, we basically got... Zach, you watch more anime than me. I can do this all. Season 2, we got the 10 Commandments, who are demons.
You gotta explain the demon race.
No, I don't. There's
Right.
5 different races, basically.
There's-
Humans, giants, kings, demons, and the goddesses. That's
Goddess.
the 5 races.
Goddess, fairy, human, giant, and demon.
That's what I just said.
No.
It's not what you just
said.
I
said.
said human, giant, fairy, goddess, demon.
You didn't say fairy. You said kings. You said kings.
Okay, that's my bad. There's a character named King in the show, and he's the king of the fairies. So that's the 5 races, and basically, the demons are bad, but they're not really. So there's these 10 commandments, who serve under the demon king, and they get resurrected due to Hendrickson, who you later find out was being controlled by a demon of the 10 commandments that got resurrected earlier in the show. He just never stopped. Like, the 10 commandments,
Can I
they got
explain it?
sealed away by the goddesses.
Can I explain it?
And Hendrickson,
You can do 3 and 4.
Hendrickson released all of the 10 commandments.
It's not gonna happen.
Hendrickson released all of the 10 commandments because he was being controlled by one of them who did not get sealed. So that's how they got released, and the 7 deadly sins had to fight the 10 commandments. And that's really all you have to know about season 2 and 3.
All right.
So now you just go into, that's the entire plot of the show.
All right. So,
Don't explain the same thing I just said.
season 4.
Season 4 is season 3. Okay. Yeah, I need to explain this.
Cooper, no. No,
I
you're
need to
done.
explain this. He
Cooper,
doesn't
you're
know.
done.
He doesn't know.
You're done, Cooper.
No, he actually doesn't know what he's talking
You're
about.
done.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
How do you know? How do you know that?
Because
You haven't let him talk about it. Let
No.
him talk
There
about
are
it.
Literally
four-
my segment.
there are 4 seasons. There's 4 seasons of the show, but season 2 only has 4 episodes, so it's filler. So season 3 and 4, you call them 2 and 3. So that's basically it about season 2 and 3. Season 3 and 4 are the same thing as season 2 and 3.
No.
Yeah, they are.
No.
Nobody calls season 4 season 4. It's season 3.
You know what? So did you just cover the entire show? You're saying?
Yeah, now you can go into how you like the show.
All
So
right.
you just stole his segment.
Yeah, because it's one thing I've watched.
All right. So, 7 Deadly Sins is probably, if not, one of my top 3 favorite animes of all time. This has action, romance, comedy, and it pretty much has all the genres in there, and it's compiled very, very neatly into the show. First episode starts off, Meliodas chilling, and right as you meet Meliodas, you just love the character, and you just love, like, how do I put this? As you go into the show, you start loving the characters more and more, and it gives you, like, a greater bond with them, like, to say. And all the characters are lovable. They are all great characters. They all have their own problems. They all have their own like things just to like laugh about. And the show's just great. I really don't want to spoil anything by saying this, even though Cooper went over almost the
spoiled
entire
everything.
show.
The first season.
But please watch the show. It is fantastic. I promise you, you will love it if you like action and anime. So
So, all right, he's done.
I rate this show 8 out of 8 Chuck E. Cheese pizzas.
So, what do I have to say about the show? Honestly, I love this show. It's great. The pacing in this show is some of the best I've ever seen. It just runs so smoothly throughout the entire show. There's never a point where I feel it's like, oh, this is so slow. Oh, this is way too rushed. Like, even in the manga, the pacing is just amazing. It's just like, it feels like it's exactly how it's supposed to be. Or exactly how any show or like manga or anime is supposed to be. So,
Is it just me, or did season 4 seem a lot slower than seasons 1 and 2?
yeah, season 4 did seem kind of slow. It's just, I think season 4 was good, but season 3 definitely towards like, season 2, we're calling season 3 too. The first 12 episodes,
call
alright,
it.
season 3, we'll call it season 3. The first like 12 episodes were just kind of boring, and then from 12 to like 24, things started heating up. But in this show, well, even when there's like these 10 mighty demons that they have to battle at all times, every episode is not flat out battling. It's not like Frieza versus Goku for when it spanned 30 episodes when they were on that planet where they just fought for 30 episodes straight.
Yeah,
There was
what's the issue
actual
with it?
character development in some episodes of fighting during this time, and it was partially due because some characters are so strong, they just wiped out the other characters, and the other characters had to leave. Because in reality, some of the characters in the show could completely destroy the other characters. And that's kind of a problem I see. Some characters are too strong, and to the point
Like
it's not
who?
even what.
Like who?
Meliodas and Escanor. I like their strength, but
Okay.
sometimes to the point where like the 10 Commandments never.
Well,
even
when the
stood a
10 Commandments
chance.
when the 10 Commandments came out,
Don't spoil anything. Yeah, but they were like they
You
had power.
already spoiled everything.
I spoiled the first season.
Meliodas, when his power level was only 6,000 compared to like very close to like 10, like between 6 and 10,000, and the weakest
there was
of the
no-
10 Commandments, minimum power level is 26 grand.
No, but here's the
Where are
thing.
you getting these numbers?
Yeah, they say.
They
it in the
say
show.
it's a power level in
But
the
here's
show.
the
So it's
thing.
like Dragon Ball.
During that
Yeah.
time when Meliodas had no power, they didn't have any fights. They had no major, massive fights with Meliodas.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. By the time when Merlin teleported him, this is not for the show. This is for you. When Merlin teleported him into the base when they first got out of the world, he had his power. He got his power back. And that's where they were all like.
No,
scared
not
of him.
when he.
So basically, here's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, you mean
Meliodas
you
was
mean,
weak in the first season. He was like weak compared to the enemies that he was fighting, but to the second season, he got his true power back, which is like a whole story. You
When
gotta
he
watch the show.
no when he gets his true power back, then it starts becoming a little unfair.
Yeah, and it comes unfair because he just has all this power. Because I'm not gonna spoil it, but he has this power and he rivals someone that is literally stronger than all of the 10 Commandments combined.
Who?
The Demon King.
The Demon King's power in the manga is 750,000.
Yeah, I know. He had the same power as the Demon King. He
When?
said he was the next rival to the Demon King. This is not for the
No,
show.
when
Check
he
this
had
out.
all the commandments.
Stop arguing with me, all right?
Bro, I'm literally right. When he has all the commandments, then he can power them. But like even at his max form of assault mode, he still is only at 114,000.
All right. I don't care. I literally don't care.
Bro,
Then why are you arguing
Yeah.
about it?
I have
I'm
the
just trying-
facts.
I'm just
You-
trying to say you don't have to. Nobody's watching the show cares about if Meliodas is the same power as the Demon King. So all I'm saying,
you care.
all I'm saying is that he and another character in the show, they were just so powerful that it almost wasn't fun to watch some of the fights. But no, I actually scratched that. Even though they were still super powerful, the fights were still super fun to watch.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. But still, if there could have been more fights, I like a lot of fights in my anime. I feel like there should have been more. But
Bruh.
going into the backstory, some of the characters mattered more. Like, there's a lot of backstory for every single sin except like a few. There's a lot of backstory for them, and they all have character depth, and they're not like, oh, I'm Meliodas. Here's my background, and everybody else is pawns of Meliodas. No, they're not. They're all their own individual characters, and I think the show does really well is not just making them like, oh, we're the Power Rangers. Let's defeat the demons.
What do you mean only some had their backstory? Every single one
No,
of them
no, no,
got a
some of them-
backstory.
No, like
Name one.
Merlin. You didn't have a lot of backstory about her.
Merlin had a backstory.
Not a lot, as much as others.
She got like a whole episode.
Yeah, all right, here. Stop arguing with me. I'm just saying that some characters didn't have the same amount as others. Even though, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying a lot of characters, some characters in the show had a lot of background. And still, even the characters that didn't have a lot of background still were good characters because you knew them throughout the entire show.
No, you know who I think should have got more backstory?
Who?
Escanor.
Yeah, Escanor didn't get a lot of backstory because he's not really character of depth. So basically, Escanor is just a mighty strong man.
He has this
That
superpower. It's
curse.
called a grace, and it's called sunshine. And pretty much, his power level's 15 at night, but when it's daytime, it's 128,000. And then when it's exactly 12 p.m. noon, then his power level becomes the closest to invincibility, which is 228,000.
Yeah, so like he doesn't have a lot of backstory because he came in kind of late in the show compared to all the other characters that were there since
I do agree with
the
that.
end of season 1 or the beginning of season 1 really.
What?
Some characters.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Escanor.
Yeah, so I like Escanor. He's a great character. It's just he doesn't go in the same depth, but he still has depth. But not really because
he's just boastful.
He's just prideful, and it's kind of his entire character.
He's the sin of pride, so
Yeah, he's the sin of pride.
pretty much he's like, you are very strong, but not compared to me, as I am number 1 and you are number 2. Like that kind of pride. And
That's the only kind of pride there is.
That's pride. Yeah,
That's pride.
okay.
pride.
That's
Thanks
pride.
for describing it.
Okay.
Thank you, Zach,
So he's
for
just a
being our
narcissist.
dictionary.
So he's
No, he's
just a raging narcissist.
Pretty much. Pretty
No,
much.
in the nighttime he's not.
Even when he loses, no, but in the daytime, even when he loses, he's like, you were good, but
So basically, what I want to say, so about the pacing, which is basically what all this led to, I think it's so expertly done, and some things in the show are just so satisfying to see, which honestly, as a viewer, I enjoy seeing satisfying fights or satisfying character upgrades, but in a standpoint of a critic, I don't know if like this kind of fan service, but it's not really fan service because it's just central to the plot. But it's cool to see all this stuff that the characters get upgraded and like stronger. It's like very satisfying as a fan to see. So, yeah, that's my review of Seven Deadly Sins. It's a pretty good show.
Are you
Your
done?
review.
The pacing is like on par with Attack on Titan. I feel like the Seven Deadly Sins manga and Attack on Titan, to me,
That's
are
going
very
a little
close
far.
in range. What?
What
That's
time are we
going a
at?
little far.
What do you mean?
Well, I haven't read Attack on Titan. Like all I've seen is the first 2 seasons, and that was when they were like airing. But still, that's going far to say.
What?
That's
it's
on
good?
level with that.
Huh?
No, it's not on level. Like Attack on Titan's
You mean
pretty
612?
great. I think it's probably a little bit better.
I don't think that means
The manga's
anything.
just amazing. Still kind of like fans, just like satisfying to read Attack on Titan, but we're not talking about that. All right, so honestly, show is mid.
You gotta give it a number.
You literally gave it. You give us a 25-minute segment on it, and then you call it mid.
Well, because I'm analyzing it.
Are you gonna give it a number though?
I'd give it, my
you give
favorite,
it a 5, I swear.
My favorite number to give on the show is a solid 7 out of 8 because it's not terrible and it's amazing.
but it's
So,
mid.
of course it's not
Kind of
terrible.
mid, bro.
But it's not the greatest show I've watched.
It's
It's more power. Oh, that's so epic.
So it's like a
swag.
power fantasy.
Yeah, it's like a power.
It is
fantasy.
a power fantasy.
So, but even though it's not just power fantasy, because all the characters have super depth, a lot of depth, and they're good characters. And
So it's
good
a
romance.
good power fantasy.
Yeah,
is
so
what
I mean,
you're saying.
So, I'm kind of contradicting myself. I would give the show a 7 out of 8 just because I don't think it's the most amazing show ever. So yeah, I love the show. Good show. All right,
Alright.
let's go, Josh.
All right, since we're on the topic of anime, I guess I'll review one myself. So, I watched this one. I think it's on Netflix. It's called Dorohedoro.
Oh.
So,
Wait.
I've also read the entire manga for it too. So,
One day, a spell was cast on me, and it turned me into a lizard head. I lost all of my memories and have no clue who did it. In order to get my face back, along with my memories, I continue to hunt down any sorcerers I can find, alongside my partner, Nikaido. Hey! So, what did he tell you? The guy inside? You know, I just saved you, so you should treat me tonight.
You've never paid for anything before, so why should today be different? Bon appetit! Okay, but eat first!
Your enemy is a dangerous individual. Find him no matter what.
Noe, give me the bag.
Here.
Make sure you watch closely. I am what you would call a real sorcerer.
1, 2, 3, 4. How many of them did you clean up so far?
I'm positive I'll get to take revenge from Matsumura. Just you wait, you damn lizard! Stop! What are you doing, Ebisu? Hold on!
I'm hungry!
Get ready, you sorcerers!
the basic plot is it's about this guy, Kaiman, who is this very large guy living in Hull, which Hull is basically this decrepit city that's just everyone's poor, no one really lives a good life, people die all the time. So Kaiman is this big dude with a lizard for a head, because a magic user, who is another race, they look just like humans, but they have their own world, which is like a prosperous utopia, turned his head into a lizard. So he doesn't know how this happened. No one else does. So his goal is to figure out how he got his lizard head. And basically that's the main premise of the show. The show only covers around a third, I'd say, of the manga, but it does it okay. There are some problems with the show. The animation isn't the best. It's kind of a mix of 3D and 2D. So you'll have some scenes where it's this really nice 2D animation, and then it'll be like juxtaposed to this scene where it's kind of choppy 3D animation. And at first, it doesn't really sit well, but as it goes on, you get more and more used to it, as the animators did too, I'd assume, because it gets better implemented throughout the series. But the one thing that also might turn people off is you're not really spoon-fed information. You don't get a lot. It's more of like a drip feed. You really have to figure out some stuff on your own and infer like what's going on, because it doesn't just give you everything straight up. It'll show you something and you'll have to infer yourself what that means in the grand scheme. But a good positive for the show is it has a really great soundtrack. The opening theme especially, I thought was really good. But the best thing about this show by far is all the characters. Now, these characters, they're all basically murderous psychopaths, but they're likable murderous psychopaths. You will learn like a lot about them, how they feel, what their philosophy is, their backstories, and you'll just be able to say like, wow, I understand why he kills people now. Because basically no one's happy or safe in the world. Everyone just kills each other for no reason. But my favorite character, his name's Shin. He's this half magic user, half human guy. Because his mother was a magic user and his father was a human.
Magic users aren't human.
No, I said that. They're a different race who look exactly like human,
So like
except
they're
they
wizards.
use magic. Kind of.
Sure.
It's more complicated than that. The magic is like,
Wizards.
it's basically like a fluid. It's this smoke they can shoot out of their body. So,
Why'd you say it was a fluid?
I don't,
Fluid, that's a
gas, okay.
smoke.
It's a gas. So
They pee.
they have like veins in them that shoot out smoke, and they have this thing in their head which is called a devil tumor, which is basically this little devil that just creates their magic. And each of them all have different types of magic. Like Shin, his magic is he shoots out smoke, it hits someone, it cuts them into a bunch of pieces, but they stay alive. Shin has a partner named Noi. Her magic is it's just regenerative, so she'll spray her smoke on people and they'll heal. One of their boss, his name is En. He has mushroom magic. So he just makes a bunch of mushrooms and stuff. And that sounds kind of stupid, but it's one of the best and most powerful powers in the whole show. Just the way he uses it, he'll like grow a huge mushroom and use it as a protective suit, or he'll shoot someone's leg and turn it into a mushroom so they can't walk, and stuff like that. But in general, while the anime has its problems, it's still a pretty good show, and I'd recommend it if you want to get into the series. But the manga, I'd say, is a lot better through the pacing, the artwork, the storytelling. It just flows a lot better within the manga, mostly because of the chapters. So you'll have like enough information per chapter, while in the anime you get like, sometimes it feels a little bit overloaded. But overall, I'd probably rate it, the anime, a 5 out of 8 and the manga a 6 out of 8. So if at all it sounded interesting, go check it out.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up our show today, folks. Hope you like it. If you did, please check out our other 16, maybe more, maybe
14.
less.
14.
Okay, maybe
15.
Okay, 15 other episodes.
9.
Thank you. We are the Chuck E. Cheese Clubhouse.
This is our second episode.
Okay.
This
Thank
is
you.
the
We are the
first
Chuck E. Cheese Clubhouse. See ya.